going great. Honest to God. Nice and green. Oh, look who it is.
There we go.
I'm telling you. People are going to hear from the Green Party.
Yeah. So how come you don't put a license plate, Green Party?
Put a license plate?
Yeah, you know, put
I only spend money where I absolutely have to. If I don't have to spend a dime, I don't spend
Are you trying to tell me that you're broke?
No, I'm cheap.
Cheap? So what do you think of this new engagement minister? What does that mean?
I think that means...
He's in trouble?
It means you don't have a clue of how to engage the public. Really, I hate to say it. I mean, really, I search for kind things to say, but this one is very lame. I mean, a minister for public engagement. I never heard the like before. You know, I could think of other new ministries to form. You know, supposing we had a ministry of animal welfare. You know, that would be a good one. You know, empower the SPCA to do its good work. You know, treatment of animals. But how do we rationalize in public engagement? What does that mean?
I was there yesterday, the sworn in of the ministers. I confronted Bernard LeBlanc.
Yeah.
And I said, well, I have a complaint. What's that? There's $6 million raise in your pension.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm engaging you. Yeah. So,
could you engage us with that one?
But after I was done with him, I confronted Sean Graham on the $6 million thing. Then I confronted Judy Carr.
Yeah.
And then I was lucky. I went at the bank, and then I seen a guy at the counter. I said, "You here to cash your $6 million raise in your pension?" It was David Elward.
Yeah.
And I asked him his views. And he said they're going to come out with something. I mean, what can they say? Isn't it law? That's really what pissed me off. I mean...
I don't know. I mean, come on. It's like... I think that sometimes politicians have the sense that the collective intelligence of the people is about grade 4. You know, that here's another little thing we'll fool them with, you know, public engagement. And like, for example, on the pay raise, the judge told us we had to take it. As if they didn't know the difference between right and wrong. You know, how do you lay off library workers and freeze wages and salaries and cut back on people and secretly engage yourself in an obscene pay raise?
They're both the same. They're both the same.
Well, I mean, they're proving that. I mean, the day they proved that is the day they all hunkered into the legislature and did that self-serving act. I mean, not one of them escapes. In my opinion, I like many of them on an individual basis, but when it comes to that one, 55, I mean, why don't you make the law for the next group of politicians? If you believe that, look, we're underpaid, or we need to reform this or change it up or something like that, but they don't. Not only do they not do it for the next group, what they do is they make it retroactive.
Yeah.
Like, we were worth that all along. We were being underpaid all along, so...
You've been here a long time. Is it when every one of them lose their seat, they're going to be paid $45,000?
Yeah. I'm going to say one thing, you know, people can take a lot of cracks at McKenna, including myself. I mean, I don't agree with everything Frank McKenna has done or stood for. But I never saw once, any time that Frank McKenna was the premier, that any kind of self-serving pay increase or benefit was given off to. They led by example, and you can correct me if I'm wrong on that. They actually did one reform, pension reform, but it meant it was a little bit of a quid pro quo. They it went from 10 years to 8 years to qualify for it, but you didn't get it till you were 55.
Yeah.
You could choose the old way or you could choose the new way. It was up to you, which was fair. And that was a fair process. And but I never ever saw them try to sneak something by. And that's the problem. They keep trying to do this. They did this the last time. Bernie Lord tried to do it for the committees, and they gave themselves an obscene pay increase. And people cried out, and the Liberals said, "Oh, we're going to give it all the benefits to charities." I don't think anybody ever saw a receipt, but
Hey.
But God bless the charities. I don't know who they were, but you know, I mean, really, they gotta grow. I don't know what it is that changes a person once they get elected to have this sense of entitlement.
Power. Like me, I believe in my head that I have power, but nobody pays attention to what I gotta say. Or the airways, they got power. Politician, that's what it is.
Well, maybe it is. But why does it change the nature of a person? Why does it turn someone who perhaps previously was selfless or courageous, turn them into
party line?
Yeah, I don't understand it. I really don't.
Abel LeBlanc don't follow party line.
Good for Abel. I like Abel.
Yeah.
I like Abel. I like Stewart. I like a lot of them.
Yeah,
I like a lot of them.
They're going to be good people to be elected. You know.
Yeah, they are, and they are essentially good. I just don't know where that transition takes place, or that particular pressure that they feel to go along. What it is ultimately, it's a failure of leadership, because the pay increase only goes as high as the leader will tolerate. If the leader said, no, there's no way you're getting this one, go back to the drawing board, I'm not selling this to the public, then it would come back and it would be reformed until finally they said, Frank McKenna actually talked his guys into taking a pay cut.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I'm not advocating that, but I am. But the idea that they would do this for themselves, really, it's so disappointing. It's disappointing to the ordinary New Brunswicker.
Oh yes.
It probably that's the biggest thing it does, because it attacks the confidence level of the politician to be selfless and respected, and they're acting on behalf of a group.
And David Elwood has been saying a lot lately that he goes around.
He failed that test.
And he goes around, and there's not too many people that attends their meetings. Yeah. And he knows that. And he's trying to say we got to get the people trust again. And people are pissed off about this pension. I mean, I know I am.
Of course you are.
You know, just.
I mean, they just did their big show for anti-poverty, okay?
Yeah.
So now a single man has to figure out how to live on $500 instead of $280.
Wow.
And how the hell you do it, I don't know.
I don't know.
Okay? And they did all sorts of bowing and congratulations and the thing they're most proud of. And at the very same time, they gave themselves increases which were hundreds of times larger than went to the individual people on poverty. So, I mean, the implications of their pay increase are in the tens of thousands of dollars. They went from 45 up to 85 or somewhere in that vicinity. And then they gave themselves retroactive on their pension.
I know. But I hate to. I'm very, very disappointed, Mr. MacDougall. The YouTube only lasts 10 minutes, and we're almost done. Listen, Jack, always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure.
I'll see you this summer.
Yeah.